It is the 9 o'clock news local edition on Rock 93.7, sitting down this week with the Atomic Dogs. You guys are one of the newer bands in the Cookeville area, although you are not new to the Cookeville music scene. You guys have actually been around it for a little while.
Yes, Greg.
Yes, we have.
We're all from this area and have played in different bands and have been here for many years. We've been around the block several times, not just once.
Those guys on the block, not the new kids, but the guys.
Oh, yeah.
All right, well, in studio with me tonight, I have David Bush, and then I have Chad
Selby.
I don't know why I couldn't remember that last name, but anyway, you two were able to make it in this evening, so I appreciate you coming in to talk with us.
We appreciate you inviting us and give us the opportunity. I think you're doing a great job here with the local talent being showcased. We applaud, Rock 93.7. It's a great station. We listen to it, so applaud y'all. The bass player, Mark Lemons, and Craig DeLoach, the drummer, they couldn't be here, but we recognize them. They're a four-piece band, and they're just as much as the engine as we are. So
I was just getting ready to ask who were the members that we didn't have present, so we've already handled that. We can move on.
Okay.
So what are your guys' contributions then? What do you play? Are you just the singer? Or
I'm just the frontman singer.
You're just the guy on the microphone, which hitting some notes some days, that can be a chore in and of itself.
Oh, that's true. The weather, codes, all kinds of variables on that. Yeah.
What about you?
I'm the guitar player.
All right. So you play the git fiddle and you handle the microphone. And together you guys have actually, I say you're a newer band to the area, but you're a reformed band of sorts. You guys, in the information that you sent in to us talking about your history and stuff, just a bunch of guys that love playing music. What is the one staple of your music that you all agree on?
We really don't try to sound like anybody else. We have our own thing. And, we all pretty much like the same type of music. We're, older classic rock mostly, and, some newer things, but we pretty much agree on what we like,
We're a heavier band, you don't hear the top 40 stuff from, I guess bubblegum rock or anything. We play harder rock, and of course you consider it somewhat commercial, but it's rock and roll, hard driving rock and roll.
So I'm going to guess there's not going to be any dubstep added into your sound anytime soon.
No plans of that.
No electronica, none of that stuff.
No, we play real amps. We play loud when we record.
Yeah, we base them off of the live show. I mean, we write our material off performing for people, not just, that's what we all love to do is perform.
So when it comes to the writing of the music, then you say you base that off the live. So is it just like, say you guys showed up somewhere to perform and maybe you had a guitar jam that happened all of a sudden? Would that be an inspiration for a song down the road, or?
Well, sometimes it's at practice, we'll come in and I'll have a riff, or David will hum something to me and have a melody in his head, and we'll take it from there. One of these, the bass player had as an instrumental, and we kind of changed it a little bit, and David added the lyrics. I guess Loving You, I had written the music pretty much, and he came in with the lyrics, and the rest of the band helped finish it.
Well, you referenced Loving You. How about if we go ahead and give that one a listen to, and
Sure.
We'll come back and we'll talk some more about how you guys formed up as far as you're just starting out. So I'm kind of curious as to how quickly you're working on trying to get things moving at a faster pace. We'll talk about that coming up on the 9 o'clock news local edition on Rock 93.7. In studio with us this week, we have the Atomic Dogs on the 9 o'clock news local edition on Rock 93.7, and they are a pretty interesting group of guys in that you've got a lot of experience that comes into this band, and so you kind of know what it takes to work together, and you said you kind of knew each other and you kind of respected one another, so that was something that came into play. Who was the one that really just said, you know what, maybe we should stop just being nice to each other and make a band?
Well, how did that happen? I guess David and I had been playing together for a while, and I've played together with Craig, the drummer, on and off for years, and always wanted to play with Mark, and he was always playing with somebody else, so I finally caught him at a time when we could get him, and it just kind of all came together.
That it did, and it was, we've been together, I guess, close to a year.
About a year,
coming
yeah.
to it, when we started. But gosh, the search for this just I'd played really professionally. It'd been several years since I'd played. I'd took some time off for the family. But when I came back, it was probably 4 years ago, I started looking before I met Chad, and gosh, it's tough out there. I mean, musicians today are nothing like they were 20 years ago. So as you can tell, we're not teenagers. We're definitely we have been around, like we said.
Well, we said, the guys on the block. So
yeah, yeah, that's for sure. But we saw several ice cream summers, you might say. But we still are young at heart. We still rock. But it was tough. I was looking, I was used to really good guitar players. I'd always played with a 3-piece band with a front man. And gosh, the Craigslist and all this, it was just terrible what you would find out there. And just by chance, I think through my son, I met Craig, Chad, and we started trying, and we tried for, I guess, a year trying to get a band together with Craigslist and everywhere else. And, it was.
Yeah, it took some time. It took some time.
Some of the people we met, and it's just musicians, I'm the singer, I figure I'm okay singer, but these guys, musician-wise, are top notch. They're really good musicians, and I'm really glad to be with these guys. Well,
you guys say that it took a while to really kind of bring it into the swing of things, as it were, and to find the right people. In the search for that, rock music has changed just a little bit, and that's the thing that we're talking about here, is because you are specific about what you want to play. Mm-hmm. It's not just that you were looking for a guitarist; you need somebody that gets what you're into.
Yes,
the whole rock aspect of it, and so I know there's a lot of top musicians here lately making a lot of waves about the state of rock today and how it just seems like it's dying out. Do you feel like that's really true, or
there's still a lot of really good bands, a lot of good players out there. It just doesn't seem like they get played as much as they should,
I think sometimes the market gets confused that, sure, 10 teeny boppers, as you might call it, may not like our music, but you got the baby boomers out there today. There's a lot of people, 40s, 50s, 60s, and 70s, that love what we play, that love classic rock, that the market seems to me is out there that maybe they're ignoring it or not saying it. But we have so many people. When I played at clubs years ago, it's always young people. But now you see it's a cross section from 20 to 60 people out there listening and enjoying the music. And they really like the older style music.
You know what? We're going to get into where you're recording at, because I am kind of curious as to how you're doing this to lay it down and kind of get a little behind the scenes look. And we're going to do that coming up on the 9 o'clock news local edition on Rock 93.7. It is the 9 o'clock news local edition on Rock 93.7. The show is all about local bands every week. We don't just play the music. We take the time to sit down and talk with somebody. And this week, I've got Atomic Dogs in to talk with me. And I appreciate you guys coming in this evening to have a conversation and get to know a little bit more about your music. And we've got another song that we're going to talk about here coming up in a minute. But I'm curious, a lot of the bands try and record these songs as they can, when they can, where they can. How are you guys doing yours?
That sounds like us. We go where we can, when we can. It was at two different places so far. The first one was basically a closet, I guess.
Yes.
One we didn't know till we got there. It was explained a little bit different than what it turned out to be, but we got through it. It worked out okay. The second, that was what was that? Red Fern.
Red Fern was the first studio, yes, in Nashville.
And these last two were Omni Studio, and it's in Nashville on Division. And that turned out a lot better, a lot bigger studio. We were able to be in the same room, work this stuff out. The first recording, we didn't really even see each other. It was kind of guesswork.
So you went off tracks then?
Yeah. Well, yeah. That was another one where we went in and we had one finished, and the other one was about halfway.
So you're saying that you enjoyed being able to see each other more. So I'm curious, whenever you're recording in the studio, then do you keep it as the live aspect as far as we want a jam session, or is it more along the lines of, we got to make this thing perfect, so let's go ahead and lay yours down, and then I'll see what you did?
No. It's all live.
Nothing like that.
We'll go back, especially the bass and drums. We'll play live, and I've kept my live guitar tracks, but add to double or whatever, and that's how the last turned out. But we like to see each other and play live, and then go back if we want to add something. That's fine, But that's how we want our basic tracks.
I know a lot of bands these days rely on mostly the technology to put it together, and then you do have some musicians that are trying to get it to go back the other way. You've got I think Dave Grohl leads a good charge on that, and so does Neil Young is a really big proponent of that.
Yeah,
and, Jack White. I think all of them really trying to make the effort to return to what they call the richer sound, the vinyl sound.
Yes,
have it be less processed and less engineered. So that's what you go for. So if they go to see you guys live, that's what they're getting. The same intensity goes into your recording.
Right. There's not going to be a lot of difference.
All right. So together on stage, just kind of jamming out, and you play. How often do you play? How often do you get out to places to perform?
About once a month, maybe. So when we started working on some of these songs, we put off playing a little bit.
Well, I'm curious as to what your plans are to bring all this together, and I'm also wanting to find out, listeners are wanting to find out where they can find you online. So we'll get into that. We'll talk a little bit about that, but I want to discuss one of your other songs first. We've got another tune of yours that we've been spinning. It's called Better Days. And yes, I said spinning because I like that term. I know that we don't spin things anymore. We've got everything's digital now, but from the older days of
that's us. We're wanting to finish our album, not our CD
we were
or
just
whatever.
talking about that
What do you call it? It's still an album to us.
All right, well, tell me about Better Days.
That is the one that was an instrumental that Mark had written, and we didn't change it that much. Added a little bit, made it a little bit heavier, and David came up with the lyrics, and it just kind of came together.
Yeah, Mark brought it in, and we listened to it. That originally tended on it being a less of a no vocals in it, more of just a I guess what you call it,
jam session,
more or less. And I got humming along and said, hey, this might work. So we fooled with it, and actually it turned out really well. We liked that song. I think the band all put a part into that. Mark come up with the main idea, but Chad's added some great guitar work, and Craig, the drummer, is just outstanding in it. So we're pleased with that song. That was probably our first original song together that we.
All right, well, let's hear your first original song. This is Atomic Dogs and Better Days on the 9 o'clock news local edition on Rock 93.7. It's the 9 o'clock news local edition on Rock 93.7. This week we're talking with the Atomic Dogs. You guys have been awesome telling me about your band, how you guys have come together and stuff. And we talked briefly on technology and realized it's really not something you guys are using in your music. So are you using it at all? Are you on Facebook? Are you?
Yes. We got a website, Facebook page.
Oh yeah. We're old, but we're not stupid. We know we've got.
I wasn't going that direction with that. I was just simply saying.
These gray hairs have some meaning to them, but we realized that to reach the masses now, you've got to go with the website, and we do atomicdogs.net. Go there, you can see pictures, you can see a lot of us, and it's evolving every day. So we invite you to go there, and also we have a Facebook page too that. Connected, so we're all up now. If you ask me how to operate, I have no idea. We got somebody that does that for us, but we're trying to build our following. We do know what you got to do these days.
As you get into with the collective experience of the band, as you get into and working in different places, getting into actually getting the newer songs recorded, what you've picked up so far, is it helping, or are you just basically going, oh, wow, we completely had it wrong?
No, we pretty much know what we want. I'm happy with all of it,
Yeah.
there's nothing I would go back and change. There's always, I could have done that better, or so far we're just happy with it.
We are, and I think you could do it 1,000 times, and each time you would go back and say, "There's something different." I should have done, or I didn't like the way this was, but overall we really like it. We do find as we play live, and that's one of the great things about us out, playing, is that you find out things about the song when you're playing it live. So probably what our plan is to get the 6 or 8 songs or 8 or 10 songs down, and then probably go back to the studio and recut all of those for the final album.
Okay.
I'm going to call it.
All right.
Yeah. This is
maybe in one place this time,
yes.
where it's not, it's all going to sound like it wasn't. That's the biggest thing.
I'm going to guess that one place is probably not going to be a closet.
Probably won't be that.
No,
it won't be that. We want to be able to see each other this time.
You can get dates on where they're going to be playing at. They've got those up at atomicdogs.net.
Yes.
That is the website. They've also got links up there, I'm sure, to the Facebook page and stuff, and that will have your dates that they can go out as well, and then photos and things like that. Music is up there, and of course, we play it on this show too. So, guys, really appreciate you coming in to tell me about your band and a chance to get to know you a little bit better, and hopefully for everyone else to get to know you a little bit better. Go out and see these guys around the Cookeville area. That's mainly where you play at, right? Around the Cookeville area?
Well, yeah, Middle Tennessee area.
Middle Tennessee, we're looking
to venture out. And again, we thank you for the opportunity to come here. What you're doing, we think is great. We love the Rock 937. Love all the guys. Love the morning. Tony is actually come and jammed with us a time or two. He is really a kick-butt guitar, Tony. You're a great guitarist. Awesome. So we love all of y'all, and we're glad to see that station here playing good rock and roll and doing what you're doing for the local bands. We thank you.
Well, we appreciate you guys. Thank you for stopping by today, and we'll talk to you again sometime soon.
Yes, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you.